And welcome back to Backstage with OSO. Myself, Jake. Here with me, as always, Andy.
What's up?
Today, we have a very special guest coming on the pod all the way from Spain, Mr. Danny Leax. Welcome to the podcast.
Yo.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing today?
Good, man. I'm a bit tired. Just came from a workout.
Yeah,
it
for
feels
sure.
good. Early morning.
So we're almost in complete opposite time zones. So it's like 6:30 p.m. for us and like 10:30 for you in the AM.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Freshed up, man.
Get it done.
Is that how you're starting most of your days, man? You're starting working out and then you're like,
I've been
get your
doing
day
this
going?
like since the past 2 weeks because this year I got like afternoon shift in uni. So it's either I
Nice.
wake up super early and I got like time to do stuff like music, homework, or I wake up like super late and just like go straight to school and I do nothing and then it's like it's a mess of a schedule.
Yeah, nice. It
Doesn't
depends on
really
the
work.
mood.
And are you studying music at university or?
Nah, I wish, man.
No.
I'm doing computer science. I wish I could do
epic.
music, but the thing is that I prefer to have like a plan B, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't feel like music schools here are like too worth, Like you can already learn everything on YouTube and they're not too many EDM focused. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do music on my own and then like study something else to like have like a more complete portfolio.
Yeah, definitely.
That's actually a really good outlook because I've been one of them people too. Like I started out like learning in traditional college and then it was like, nah, I can learn so much more just on YouTube, man. And it's like so much more consumable and like easy to access and you can pretty much Google the exact thing that you're after and you're getting it, man. So is that pretty much where all your music production is YouTube,
Basically,
man?
yeah. I was watching YouTube. I was like, even not even sometimes YouTube, just like trying yourself, like getting on FL Studio for hours and just try and like touch the knobs or like seeing what other people do. I feel like it's like best way. It takes longer, but then you make like your own way of producing instead of like working like everybody else. I think it's cool. And it's like it's 2021 and you can learn anything on YouTube basically.
Man, it is the best. Well, what about like background, man? Did you grow up learning an instrument or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, when I was like, I think 8 or 9, I went to a music school because I got like an older sister and she was studying that, like playing viola and violin. So my mom was like, oh, you should follow your sister's steps, like she can help you. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I joined like that school for like 4 years, but it was like a classical music school. So I was like, we have like to do choir and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, not feeling it, And I wasn't into EDM either. So I was like, not feeling it too much, So I dropped out of that. And then like 2 years later, when I was getting more into EDM music production, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rejoin the school again since I don't have to take choir and all this stuff because I already took it. I only to like side the instrument and I joined with guitar for like another 3 years or so. And it was good. I don't remember any of the theory, but somehow it just sticks with you, like when you hear like a minor chord, you already have like the theory like in your head, So it kind of help like a lot music wise.
Yeah, definitely. And okay, so to bring it back to why we're here today as well is officially today, when this podcast drops, it'll be Wednesday, the 29th of September. Danny Leax, OSO Artist Series sample pack will be dropped. OSOsounds.com. Check it out. It's insane.
Man, I'm stoked on this one. I've been lucky enough to have this one sitting on my hard drive for a little bit. So I've been having a play, man. And this sample pack, man, is nothing short of fucking awesome, man. It's very unique. Like you download a lot of sample packs these days and I feel like a lot of it's very cookie cutter. Like it's very same, like sort of thing. So this one being an artist series is so unique to you and it's really well done, bro. So big ups on that one, man.
I've been using it a lot too. Like all my songs, I was like lazy to like brought on over sample, but I was like, use my sample pack and now it's been like super handy. Like no one lie.
Yeah.
What I like about it is that I think I'm focused too much on the drums. Like it's just like not too many kicks, not too many claps, because just like everybody has the same of those. I focus more on like the synthesizers, vocal chops, like the weird elements that you can find anywhere else.
Yeah,
but I've been using those for everything.
No, 100%. The vocal chops are insane in there. Yeah, and we've got little demos on the website. If you go to the pack page on OSO Sounds, there's little previews of different aspects that are in the pack as well. So check it out and get a bit of a taste of what it sounds like. But it's pretty sick.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, those vocal chops, man. While we're on that, I was gonna save my production lesson questions for a little bit later, but I gotta know, man. Like, what is on that Chain. What do you got on that? What's some Danny Leax, like a little bit of
special.
secret sauce? I wanna know the secret sauce.
Right now it's like a mess of whatever. I feel like I started just doing like, compression, distortion, like the classic top 5 plugins for like vocal shop distortion.
Yep.
But then after that, like lately, like one of the last songs I produced, it was literally like one of my friends sending me like a mount sample of me just like doing like a or something like that. And I just started it with like whatever playing stuff on. I need to get something cool. I was like, you know what? I'm a mess with this, like making weird sounds, turning into like vocal chops, violins, stuff like that. But it's like mostly a lot of distortion. It's not pleasing to produce it, trust me. It's gotta find like this sweet spot between the mess. And, reverb as well. But yeah, it's not pleasing to produce those vocal chops, trust me.
Yeah. Sure.
What's your favorite distortion plugin right now?
Right now, my OG all-time favorite is like Camel Crusher, I feel. Because it's like the easiest one. It's like the easiest one, you just put it sounds good. But lately I've been trying like new distortions, so it doesn't sound the same as all the time. I've been trying Trust You, like Isotope Trust You. It's very good, but it's a bit crispy. And there's this one plugin called from Kilohertz. They have like a bundle of like small plugins. They have like a distortion one that has like some presets, some nice presets. and then one called Temper. I found this like a week ago or so, and it's very nice. I think it's Temper Distortion is a free plugin, but it works very well.
Epic, man.
And I just started something that like not too many people have, so it's like kind of more unique. Because if you always go to Camel Crusher, it's like people can't remake it. So you just try like whatever plugin you find in the library and try to make it sound good.
Yeah, man. And here we are. We've just exposed all your secrets. So it's great. No, but that is epic, man. And do you find yourself as, I guess, like a producer, kind of like when you're working along, are you resampling a lot of your stuff and then are you recutting it and putting it back in, and like, or do you sort of just work in flow states? Like, I'm very curious of like what you're sort of.
Actually, like lately, like before I was just doing like the classic, like going through samples of Kashmir packs, like a lot of presets, serum presets. But now I'm like doing the most random stuff ever. I'm like, out of the 4 songs I've released lately, probably there's only like 2 synthesizers in those songs for the sub bass and the Reese bass. All the other stuff you hear is all samples, like taking a vintage lo-fi violin, chopping it like 1,000 times and making like a path out of it. Or taking like if you hear Daydream, for example, the drop is just like a mess of like vintage old school, like vinyl songs, like chopping to like instruments. I feel like it's way more fun. Because if you think about it, like if you use like a serum bass or a serum pad, somebody can go and like reverse engineer it and like remake your sound.
Yeah.
Because they can just touch the same notes you touch. But if you use like a sample, unless you have the original sample, it's super hard to like remake the same sound. And I found about it like when Blocker came out, I was like, damn, how is this guy making these songs? And I tried to remake them and it was like impossible. Like unless you have the same sample, it's like impossible. And once you find the sample, it's like, it's super easy, but like, it was super hard. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna try to like sample like all the stuff. And it worked.
Remodulate it, recut. Yeah, dude, that is epic. Like that actually makes me excited because that's the way I like to work. I like to work like that. I guess that's kind of the DJ brain as well. It's like you're resampling, recutting, and like chopping bits from other things and putting it all together. But that's fucking epic, dude. I like that that's your style and you're doing that. But
I feel it's way more fun than like just touching like the same knobs that you always touch in a serum. It's like just take like whatever sample, like a guy singing from like the 70s and try to turn it into a bass, and I feel like the process is like way more fun and more random. Like sometimes it surprises you and you end up with a whole different sound than what you're aiming for. And it's just even cooler. It feels like way more fun. Yeah, I've been enjoying it lately.
That is epic, man.
So like for those that don't know Danny, he's released on a lot of major labels, including just came out with 3 releases on Monstercat recently, has released on Spinning. Was it official remix for on Musical Freedom?
Yeah. Well, it was our official remix for Jonas Aiden. Musical Freedom, Jonas Aiden was like joint release. And then like he did like a competition of an EP and he got on Musical Freedom as well. So it was like very, very dope.
Yeah, that one was epic, man. I think that's when I first discovered you was from that, because I've been a fan of Jonas Aiden's YouTube, and I think he's like a lot of producers that probably listen to yourself as well as like being found through that. Like that was epic, man. Like,
that was a kickstart.
Yeah, dude. Like, what was the process for that? Like, was it just
was so random, actually. Like, the things that it was all like random and luck because I was making like Brooks Future House back then.
Yeah.
But also I was like into like DJ Snake, Diplo, where like Jack U, those vocal lead pop stuff. And I was making like future bass and Brooks Future House. I'm in between and I was like, yo, what if I try to mix them both? Like try to make like future house with the vocal lead of like the pop stuff. And also that was like Blinders and all these people were like popping on some records with like the stand bass house. So I was like, okay, like, I cannot make those leads because I don't know how to make the Blinders lead, but I'm gonna use the vocal chop instead. And that's when I made like the Poltergeist idea.
Yeah.
And I was so like
badass.
insecure about it. I was like, is it gonna be cool? Are people gonna like it? Because it's like vocal pop chops with like bass house. So I didn't know. I was like, okay, I'm gonna send it out to like some DJs.
Yeah.
And Jonas was one of them. But I didn't know he was gonna do like a video review of it on YouTube. I was like, hey man, I made these 2 ideas. What do you think about it? I didn't even know him. I was like, okay, he's like a big DJ, but he's not like super big yet because he was before his blow up. So I was like, yeah, I'm just him like what he thinks about it. The next thing I know, my DMC started to blow up one day. And I'm like, what the fuck happened here? And they were like, yo, I saw you on Jonas in video. I'm like, what Jonas in video? What are you talking about? And I go on YouTube and he did like a demo review. And he chose to pick up my song. And he only played one, he played 2 of them. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it was like totally random. I didn't know he was doing a video. I didn't know anything. I was just sent him to see if he liked the idea because I was insecure about it. People were like, yo, those chops are insane, man. That signature sound is like so sick. Keep it up. I was like, yo, okay, I guess this is the way.
Yeah.
And I switched everything to just make vocal chop stuff, like straight up. I was like, okay, I guess people like it.
It's crazy to think that like you was like you said, a bit insecure about the whole idea, and that idea kind of is what gave you that initial leg up. And because I think a lot of producers could definitely relate to that.
Definitely, especially when you're veering away from.
I was always thinking about it, like, what can I be my signature sound? Like, how can I make like the Danny Leax sound? But I never thought that was gonna be it because I was like, man, it sounds like kind of like weird, too distorted. I don't think you can even play it in the club because it's gonna like clip so much. It's so. And people were like, no, dude, this is dope. Like, trust, keep it up. I was like, okay, bet.
And now here we are.
Yeah, dude.
It's a long way.
I love that it's so distorted, yet your mix down and master is so clean still. Like that shit slaps still. And are you mixing and mastering all your records too?
Yeah, I try to do my master, but to be honest, it's like so bad. Like even though it sounds good, I use like a lot of like tutorials, like also like master assistant and all that. Because man, trust me, it's so hard to like mix those like clean. Because the low end is easy to master, you know, just like kick us up. But when you get to the high part of like this story leads, it's like goes everywhere, man. It goes all over the place.
Man,
so I just try to use like. I try to like focus more on the mix down, try to make the mix down sound clean, and then the mastering just like pushing volumes up, compressing a little bit, making the stereo imaging and mono and stereo in the high end. But yeah, mixing those songs. Now I'm very good at it because I've been doing it for so long, like with that sound. But the first song was a mess. It was a mess.
It's epic, man. I think you got the formula down pat now, bro. It sounds really good. So it's awesome to see.
Thanks, man. A lot of try and error. Like that's how you get here.
And what are the plans? Obviously, we're still, a little bit locked in with COVID and everything. What are the plans? Actually, on that note, how's Spain going? Are they starting to open up, or is it?
I'm lucky because here it works with the states. Like each state takes like their own measures. There's like of course like national measures that the country takes. But my state is being open for clubs until 6 a.m. No restrictions for the past week. So it's going
nice.
Going good so far, right? Because they did like a massive vaccination program.
Yeah.
Like they got almost everybody vaccinated, so it's working good. I hope it lasts like this. Because every time they try to do it, it was like, yeah, let's open everything. And then the next week they're like, oh, no, we're closing it again because like, it's another peak. I hope that this time stays, man.
Yeah. So what's the plan for you? Because you've obviously been producing for ages. Have you done much DJing yet, or is that something you're going to get into? Or
I want to get into it. I've been doing like most like in houses, like DJing at parties or so. I actually had like 2 gigs booked before COVID, like one to Ibiza with a friend of mine. He got into one of these student trips that they go to Ibiza for like 3-4 days, and we will DJ as like the resident DJ of the trip.
That would have been
crowd
crazy.
they went to. But it got canceled because of COVID, so I was like, damn. And I also got like one booking for Tunisia because of the Poltergeist and all those releases.
Yeah.
A guy from there, a friend called Remo. he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, you're gonna come to Tunisia? There's like a festival happening here. Like, you can be like in the lineup." I was like, "Yo, sure." But again, like COVID, like everything up. I even booked the flight or anything. But the thing is that we were changing rules like every week. So the week that it was gonna happen, they were like, "Yo, Spinnin's in Orange Zone. You cannot like fly elsewhere." I was like, "Man." But yeah, right now it's almost mostly like house parties, stuff like that. Because like clubs here, they play mainly reggaeton and trap. So it's like there's not too much room for a house. Yeah.
Really? Yes, that's
the only
interesting.
EDM that they play is like techno and hardstyle, basically.
Yeah.
Some tech house, depending on the place. If you go to Ibiza, it's a whole different world. But inside of like the main island, like the main peninsula of Spain, it's mostly like that. Yeah. And it's very hard for like talking with other Spanish producers. It's super hard to like come up as a DJ producer if you make like general EDM, like future house or anything like that, because there's not too much big of a public. Or I feel like it's like a public, but like clubs don't risk it to like throw a party on this genre.
Yeah.
They want to go for the safe bet of like, yeah, let's just play like commercial music. We're going to sell out for sure. And we know everybody's going to be happy.
Yeah, it makes
sense. But hopefully like the upcoming years, things change.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. And are you going to ADE and that sort of thing this year if you can get over there, or what's the plans?
I'm trying to. I got the vaccine, so I'm like good to travel.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I asked some of the people get there and they don't know if it's going to happen 100%. Like there's some clubs where are going to throw parties, but it's only up till midnight. And the ADE conference is going to be online. And so it's like, I might just go online, because like for the sake of going to Amsterdam and visit the homies there. Because I've been trying to do it all summer. Yeah. But not for like the ADE event, just like because like I got like vacation that week.
Yeah.
Just to meet the people there.
I'll see.
Yeah, I feel like in person, the networking is going to be a lot stronger than, you know, reaching out. But like you were saying before, like when you were first like trying to like get your stuff heard, I guess, like I'm not sure if you had any major signings before the Jonas Aiden thing, but what would you say to like up and coming like producers and stuff that are trying to get their stuff heard right now? Like how would you go about it if you were in 2021 and you're an artist trying to break through? How would you get your music heard by someone like yourself?
Right now, I feel it's like the toughest ever because there's so many guys making music, so much competition. What I would try to do, what I feel helped me out a lot is like collabs. Because if you are a young talented guy and you don't have the exposure, you can always like sell your soul, kind of, you know, like send it to a bigger guy. He puts his name first, and you get the exposure. It's like you kind of like give up your songs, but you get something in return. I feel that helps a lot when you're like upcoming. Also, remix contests as well. Even if you don't win the remix contest, I don't know why, but they get so much attention. If you're like in the top 50, like a lot of people are gonna check your remix, and if you're like good enough, they're gonna be like, "Oh, who's this guy?" You know.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like networking, just like networking and collabs, because like labels they don't tend to check like smaller artists, so just like merit your way up like through collabs, I guess. Yeah. Like if you know one guy who is releasing in like a bigger label and you're getting directed by like that label, I mean, just ask for a collab with that guy who is already in there and has the connections. They can put his name first. And it's a first step, you know. The next time, people are going to be asking you for collab instead of you asking for collab. And once you get like a few releases in big labels, then you already have like a nice portfolio to like to tell the label like, hey, I already have these releases, this amount of streams, so my music works. Like it's easier to bet on somebody who already has like a portfolio, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, man.
Because I see like a lot of like small guys with like no streams, no releases try to be like, yeah, but like Spinnin is rejecting me. It's like, yeah, man, because like they don't see like your potential yet. You know, it's hard to like put money into somebody who doesn't have like a record, you know, of like how many streams can you get. It's a risk, you know. So labels don't take it.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense, man. So was that pretty much your way as coming up as well? Like you were collabing and branching out as well when you were doing your come up.
Yeah, kind of. Like what I tried to like self-release, like solo release, but I was getting rejected, not even getting checked out. So I was like, okay, let me try to like get some collabs, some network to get into bigger stages, and it worked pretty well. Especially like not even like the big labels, but like mid-tier labels. Like if you get a guy who is releasing there, and you know you can produce like as good as him, you just don't have the connections or the network. Hit for a collab. You're also gonna get like a lot of experience. You're gonna get some friendship, you're gonna learn from his project, he's gonna learn from your project. So it's like a win-win situation, I feel.
That's
Like if you're
actually
in rock bottom, any step
uh,
up is like welcome.
I like that, man. Like for anyone who's like reaching out for a collab for the first time, like how much would you suggest to that person if they're reaching out to a bigger artist? Like, should they have a full track, like the full framework of a track done out, or were you reaching out with like just a drop concept, or like how much of the record would you have together before you'd reach out?
Yeah. What I would try to do, like what I feel like works best when people like submit me like feedback demos or like collab requests, is to have like a few songs.
Yep.
So they see like your kind of sound you're going for. They can also pick from in between like a few songs, or even be like, oh yeah, I like your style. Let's make a new one, mixing this part from this song and this style from this one. Instead of just collabing on one song. I feel like it works best, like, because it's just one song, you're like risking like, yeah, I'm gonna collab with this guy who has like a cool song, but what if like after that he doesn't release anything good at all?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
it's
you're
gonna
gonna sort
like
of be proof
a bit
positive.
weird, you know?
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
feel like if you're aiming for like a big artist like that, like send like a few of them, so he can like pick. Because sometimes even you try, and also try to send like something that is unique, kind of like, don't try to send something like a follow up of his song, because he can already make that, you know. If he has released one solo song, he can already make a follow up by himself. So try to send like something that fits his style, but it's also like fresh and has like your personality. And yeah, send a few so they can like pick and see like where you're at or your work style, you know.
I think that's actually a really epic answer, man. I think that's going to clear it up for a lot of people because, yeah, just knowing to send more than one and actually showing proof, just like the label thing we were chatting about before. Like, yeah, that's really good advice, man. So thank you for sharing that, dude.
It's like you gotta see like, when those songs are really bad, like you gotta see like labels and artists of like a business, like something like try to like risk. It's like an investment that is more business. You're like a smaller artist, you have like a smaller business to try to show proof that you are worth like the investment of time, attention, the collab. Try to like sell yourself like as if you are like a small business trying to find an investor, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I try to like achieve.
And what's your experience? Because obviously you've released on, like you said before, more like medium kind of tier labels, and also on a few major labels now. So how's your experience differed between releasing on like, your Spinnings and your Monstercats and that sort of thing compared to your like more independent or mid-tier labels?
It's way different for sure. Like mid-tier labels, they tend to like care more about the artists because it's like they're gonna have like that many big artists to like choose from. But also the promotion, man, is like when you sign into Spinnin, they have like all these guys like Mike Williams, Don Diablo. They used to have Don Diablo. They have like, for example, Fel de Gran. All these guys, they pitch the songs to all of them and they'll play yourself. So it's like, what? If you try by yourself, like good luck.
It's like automatic support.
Yeah. But also it's like a bit weird because like when you first sign up as an upcoming artist in a big label, it's weird because like they don't pay much attention to you because you're like just the upcoming guy. They make the release, they give you the artwork, they give you the promotion that they have with the big artists they have in the roster. But also you feel like, I feel like they don't care about you. But it makes sense, because like they have like way bigger stuff to like care about.
Yeah.
But I guess as everything is like a first step into a big label, and you just gotta grow from there. With Monstercat, though, it's been way different because like they care so much about like they always like have feedback to you. You have some requests to make, like, hey, can I take over your Instagram? Like, can I have this, that, and they are always giving you feedback, like trying to support you as much as they can. And I feel like they're like a very like close label, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're like very close with the artists, and they always like ask for like the artist input. Like with other labels, I feel like it was like, hey, you like this artwork? No, okay, this is the artwork that you're gonna have. They don't even ask you.
That's your opinion, but we don't care.
What vibe do you want to go for? Like they allow you to do revisions. If you can like it, you can be like, oh, make another one. So it's like they really care about the artist input, and I feel like, and the community is insane. So I'm very happy.
Yeah. That is epic, man. That sounds like an incredible label to be a part of, dude. Especially if they actually care enough about the vision for the whole artist project, man. And are you planning on doing a few more releases through these guys, or was there a certain amount? Or
I got a folder that I gotta send them with like I have like 5 or 6 tracks to see like what they think about them. They're like different styles. Like there's like maybe like 3 each style or 2 each style. So I'm gonna send them to see like what they feel like, what they see we should go for in terms of style. And my plan is to like try to stay with them for a longer run. Because
Awesome,
before, during COVID, I was switching from like the old poltergeist bass house sound to like the new style, more techy, more melodic stuff. And I ended up with like, a lot of ideas, and I was like, okay, I can like submit them like to all the labels out there and see who picks them up. Well, but I was also trying to land everything on one spot, you know, so you can grow bigger as an artist there and like get engaged more with the community. Because if you always release on like, imagine Hexagon today, the next month on the Spinnin, the next month on Future House Club, the next month in a whole different place, it's like you're always bouncing between teams and you'll never get like an audience to stick to you. So I was like, okay, if I release all this, I don't care the size of the label. Like, of course, I want it to be like as big as possible, but I want it to be like one place. Like, I feel like they can like make it grow bigger.
Like
and make it also grow like as a brand, as an artist. Try to have them the same style of like artwork, same style of sound, to make it like a whole brand, so like a full 360 brand. And I work with them, so I think I'm gonna try to stick with them as much as I can.
That's awesome.
I like that, man. Have you always had this business outlook into your music and stuff like that? Like, how many years in are you now, like so far with producing and stuff?
Probably like 7 or something like that, 7-ish. It's been a long run.
That's epic, man. Is it just the last couple of years you've been more business focused, or you sort of always had in mind?
It was at the beginning, I was, you know, like just making music for fun and trying to release it. But like as you meet more people, you get in touch with bigger labels, as you talk to managers or like what they're looking for, you start to realize that like to being an artist is not just being an artist and making whatever you want. It's like you gotta be a brand. And that I like stuck like so much that that's what I've been trying to do. Because if you release a different genre every time, they're not gonna notice you. You know, you gotta be like, you gotta stand out, kind of. So that's what I'll be trying to achieve. I'm gonna have like already got like my own sound that you can almost recognize and be like, oh, that could be Danny Leax. So I was working now to have like a whole Instagram page that looks like in the same color or the same style, a whole logo. So every time you think about like, oh, Danny Leax, you think about like the color of his Instagram, his sound, everything has to be like kind of signature. And you think about it, that's like how most people work. If you think about like Seth Hills, for example, his sound is like so characteristic, like so unique. If you go to his profile, like all his pictures have like the blue tint to it.
Yeah, they all have that same gradient.
Like his logo is so recognizable. So he's like a full-on brand, like from his sound to his looks to everything is like a full-on package. And that's what those labels are looking most of the time.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. So yeah, for the up and coming artists, man, invest into the brand and create it something worthwhile and something that, you know, an outsider would invest into. It makes sense.
What I would recommend is like first focus on like sound, because like that's where people are gonna hear if you're a musician. And once you get a nice sound, like try to focus on the other stuff. Like don't waste like a lot of time like making your page look super professional if you still don't know like how to make like a proper sound design, you know, like focus first on what is important and you will have time to like work on the other stuff in the future. Trust.
I love that, man.
Because many people like, I've seen a lot of friends who like have been producing for like 5 years, making one style and suddenly they change to a whole new style. They make a new alias and that alias blows up. They make a new name, new account, like start from scratch and it works like way better. Like, I don't know why, but labels are looking for brands right now. Like, so it works.
Yeah.
Super interesting. I like that.
Definitely.
And for example, I got this friend. Yeah.
So what was that?
So for example, I got like one example, like I was gonna say, like I would go like this friend. He's called Jules. He was making like bass house sound records for the past few years. We were like trying to like remake songs together and such. But he started to make like deep house, kind of like selected style. He made like a whole new profile, a whole new branding with the same style of pictures, same sound. And I remember he got like from nothing into selecting, and he has like 3 releases there, I think, making millions of streams. So it was like branding was key.
Yeah.
And when he was sending stuff as his other alias, getting rejected everywhere, no releases almost. But now that he got into like the new vibe, is blowing up. So it's super important. Like,
yeah, that's a good example though. Yeah, like a real life example of like actually it happening. That's good to hear though, that, you know, it works if you put the effort in.
What's his new alias name?
Jewels, like Jewels.
Yeah.
He started it like a few months ago and blew up out of nowhere. And you see that with
epic.
like so many new guys. Like for example, you check a Drove from Stamp Records.
Yeah,
the new
Drove-
artist
Drove
of like
is
3
sick.
guys. Same thing. Like you go into their profile, it's like a whole page of the same style of content, signature sound, and from 0 to 100, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, good
exactly.
branding.
They made the first release
set.
and they've been blowing up since then. So it's like super important lately.
Yeah, definitely.
That is epic.
Any other tips for like up and coming, I guess, producers that are, maybe are frustrated because they're not getting signed, or they have big goals but they're not achieving anything? Yeah.
Patience, definitely. Patience, just keep working, improve your sound, try to make a bigger network every day, and also have fun with it. You're gonna have fun when making music. If you just do it for like the label deals, you do it for the money, for the fame, you're not gonna make it, trust me.
Yeah.
Because like if you check like any trajectory of like any DJ up to their first release in a big label, it's everything bad. It's like rejection, like wasting time on like projects, spending hours on a song that is never gonna get released, having like 20 IDs rejected. So it's like if you like put in a balance the good and the bad, it's always a lot of bad until you make it. So if you don't love what you're doing, you're gonna give up easily. Just have fun with it. Like you get rejected, okay, cool. Let's make another song about how I got rejected.
I like that, man. I like
Take
that.
those sad feelings and put them in a new song. Like keep going, keep making music,
Use it back into the grind.
Eventually, it will happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Like as you saw my case, it was like out of nowhere one day, like a random demo in a student email, got the ball rolling. But before that, it was like that, like getting rejected, making another Future House song, get rejected again, and one day, out of nowhere, unexpected.
That is epic.
You cannot predict it. You just gotta like keep going until one day it happens.
Yeah, keep grinding.
Keep grinding. I like it, man. Sick.
You got any other questions or?
No, I think that pretty much wraps it. Like for the producer side of the questions and stuff, man. But for all the producers out there, man, you have to check out this Danny Leax pack. Like this thing is insane, dude. We are so stoked to have you, collaborating with us for the OSO Danny Leax pack. It's a weapon, man. So ososounds.com for anyone listening along. Check it out.
We might have actually even snuck the demo in the start of the podcast. We might chuck it in there and hopefully don't get flagged for copyright. We'll see what happens.
Most of them are unreleased, so I don't think there's any problem yet.
So someone will rip it and just release that as a track.
Yeah, man. Oh, shit.
In 1 year, they will be like, oh, that song you used like a year ago is actually copyrighted now.
Shit. Oh, God. Well, hopefully we'll be right.
Yeah. So all these samples as well, they're all royalty free?
Yeah, so all the samples, you can literally all drag and drop. So they're all named. Danny's gone in there, even put keys in. He's done the hard work for you. So it's super easy for you to jump in, drag it straight into your project and screw around with them. There are some insane, vocal chops, kicks, claps, a bit of everything. But there's some samples on, if you go to ososounds.com, Danny's pack's on there. Click on the pack and there's some preview files on there so you can listen to a bit of everything that's in the actual pack as well as the actual demo file.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All the songs are from my old songs, actually. Like I went through all the projects of like Poltergeist, the Jonas 7 remixes, everything up till the Monstercat release, and got like the best of the like. Oh, this Amor Sierra I made was like dope. Let's export it. This kick, export. So it's like picking the best of like the latest like 6 songs I have released.
Damn, man. Yeah,
so it's actually like Danny Leax used stuff.
It's not just like the off
field,
cuts.
so
It's legit. It's the legit stuff.
It's the winning samples, baby. Let's go.
Jeez, and now there's gonna be 100 Danny Leax out there, right? Yeah. Monstercat, close your DMs.
Yeah, it's coming in hot, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for chatting with us, man. Really appreciate it.
That's right, me, man. It was a nice chat.
Really
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Cheers, man. All right. If people want to check you out on the socials, bro, what are the socials to check you out on?
Okay. Yeah, at Danny Leax everywhere. I knew her name out there. At Danny Leax everywhere. On Facebook, brand, Instagram, Snapchat.
Easy. Bang.
Man of the brand. Awesome stuff, bro. Thank you so much again.
Take care, guys.
Cheers. Appreciate it. See ya.
Sweet. So that is episode 17, Backstage of OSO with our friend Danny Leax. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now you can. It's going to be out now. So you can jump over to ososounds.com and check out the Danny Leax pack for yourself. and grab a copy.
Bang, bang, we out.